Viewer warning. This video contains fresh and transformative sales concepts that may blow your mind. Watch at your own risk.
If you're a professional B2B sales rep or you manage a team of reps, chances are good that you're in a highly competitive market and you need all the advantages you can get. So with this in mind, it's no surprise that many of your employers, and maybe even you, have invested in some kind of professional sales training program. I've been through a bunch of them. Companies spend billions on them every year, and they expect you to sell more as a result. What often comes as a surprise, and an especially rude surprise to the managers paying the bill, is how little impact most of the training has on actual sales behavior or on results. I've got a trainer friend who told me once, almost bragging, about how great it was that year after year, the same clients would bring him back to deliver the same program to the same people, since it hadn't sunk in the year before, or the year before that. Crazy, right? The only people who don't seem surprised by this are the sales reps who went through the training. If managers could get honest feedback on many training programs, they'd often hear,
"That was a complete waste of my time and money."
Even the best praise coming from the optimists in the group can sound something like,
"I'm just happy I got 2 or 3 good tips out of it."
Many of these complaints tend to stem from quality issues more than anything else. Reps either don't find the material relevant to them, or it's nothing new, or maybe the presentation was just bad. These are serious problems, but I see 4 larger problems with most of what I call modern consultative sales training programs. If you're a sales rep or manager, these 4 big problems actually make such training dangerous to you. Dangerous? Yes. Dangerous, scary, to be avoided at all costs. In today's video, we're going to talk about the first big problem and why you must avoid it. Before we get into it, I should point out that the danger in these programs doesn't come from ill intent. I have yet to come across any axe-wielding sales trainers or program facilitators sporting Kewpie dolls. We can feel safe that most of the people responsible for creating and delivering these programs, and the company managers who agreed to pay for them, are well-intentioned. They want us to benefit from them, to get better at what we do so we can be more successful. So rather than coming at us with razor blades and lemon juice, the first big problem with modern consultative sales training programs is an insidious one. It's like a virus, a sneak attack, decades in the making. It's infected us all with the same disease, and we don't even know it. In fact, rather than treating the disease, we keep coming back for more. Let's take a look at the symptoms and see if we can't diagnose the problem. If you've gone through more than one formal sales training program over the past 20 years, it's likely you've found, how shall we say it, a few similarities between them. It's like everyone's making little training sausage links with the same ingredients, just stuffing them into different machines that apply new names, new acronyms, some catchy trademarked frameworks, basically a new spin on the same stale menu of topics. Forget about the other issues with these programs. We're going to talk about those in future videos. Just the fact that everyone is doing the same thing, that's bad. Short term, it makes us look and sound the same. But long term, this repetitive sameness has an inoculating effect on our customers. It's like mental anesthesia to them. How can sales training be effective anymore when customers have literally become immune to their tactics after years and years of seeing the same exact thing from hundreds of other sales reps? It's actually a serious problem that we've all been trained to act like a bunch of suited marionettes, all dancing on the same strings, performing the same routine that your customers already know, some probably better than you do. Are you starting to see how Me Too training programs are actually dangerous? To me, it's comically ironic every time I see companies blow 6-figure sums on training designed to elevate their sales team's performance, when it's the same training used in one form or another by pretty much every company on earth. Makes you want to get out the megaphone.
Hey guys, your competition went through the same program.
All you've done is paid a lot of money to put yourself on the same playing field as everyone else. Now, without naming names, you can easily do your homework and see that the most common training programs being marketed today, they fit within a very narrow curricular range. You simply change the terminology used in one, maybe move some things around in the agenda, and you could easily substitute it for another. Basically, they look something like this. From setting your agenda to building rapport, from an acronymed questioning framework to objection handling and closing techniques, this is pretty much what you can expect. It doesn't matter what acronyms they throw at you or how many trademarks they use. You don't want to act out some pre-written sales script published in the Y2K training manual, still in print today at an incredible low group rate. These problems are real, not theoretical. You may have noticed them manifesting themselves in some frustrating ways in your own life. Unreturned phone calls and emails, the customer that seemed really interested then went dark on you. You thought your first meeting went great, you called your manager to put it on the forecast, but now you've been ghosted. These experiences aren't the exception for today's sales reps. Unless you're already among the elite top 2 or 3% of salespeople, they are the rule. Except for some outliers at either end of the talent spectrum, I'm always struck by how little separation exists between the approach of one rep and another. You see it in their sales calls, in their emails, on the phone, in job interviews or presentations. The same things over and over, person to person. The same good behaviors and the same mistakes. Okay, I think I've made the case. Following the same process as everyone else doesn't help you, it hurts you. And it doesn't even work anymore, since our customers have built up immunity over years and years of taking the same medicine. This problem cries out for something new and different. So be different, in a good way, not in a scary one. Here on BrainTube, we're going to talk about a lot of the things you can do to be different, to be more effective, to step out of that revolving door of Me Too sales calls so you stand out in your customers' hearts and minds. All right. The time has come to crush that subscribe button so you start getting a weekly dose of good medicine to kill off that Me Too virus and help you start crushing your quota. No sausage here, no links, no patties, just fresh ideas. See you next time.
The time to subscribe is now, so crush that subscribe button and start crushing your quota.